Bare Knuckle Mob, what's really good? It's your boy Chef. I got Coach David in the building. First off, I'm gonna say welcome to Bare Knuckle Mob. Anything that I do, I bring my brother on. I call him Coach David because he's a coach, right? He doesn't like nicknames, so he coaches. He's Coach David. He's got championships in basketball, baseball, and football as a coach and player. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. I've been fortunate, been blessed.
Therefore, listen, he's a little beat up. I don't know why he's still doing what he's doing, but I get him on today. I try to give him the rest day. Me, the guy who's always like, yo, we got to pump content. I'm like, bro, just take a rest day. Nah, I'm good. So I get fired up, and I've already reached out to this guy. And I'm going to tell you now, his nickname is crazy. He's to me, he looks like a fucking tank. Anthony Dozer Mendoza, former United States Marine, plays hockey, and he's a fucking goon. He's a Ty Domi, a Ken Danico. He's an enforcer, bro. And Team Canada, who I'm cool with some of these brothers, they're talking crazy, bro. Like, I don't air nobody out, but they think they're running the gauntlet. The show's going to be on American soil. Yes, it's Ice Wars. It's hockey, right? You're going to be in.
Well, they figured they own hockey, so that's what it is. I'll give Canada that. Right? Hockey is that. Hockey is them.
So, and then, what I've done on here, and I try to remind people, we went to Canada and we beat them, shocked the world, right? Oh, we beat Canada.
Right.
And then when it mattered the most, Canada came back here and was like, well, just remember, you're our bitch, right? Like, it's still our sport.
Absolutely.
But this Ice Wars, June 14th, Team USA versus Team Canada, battle for the border, bro. That's what this is called, battle for the border. Goons. And I'm like, you know how these Marines are, right?
Yeah, they're crazy.
These motherfuckers, you got to knock them out to win this fight. So talk to me about the big man, Mr. Mendoza, A.K.A the Tank, the Dozer. What you think? You think Canada got a problem with this man?
Well, I don't know a lot about this whole ice war thing, but definitely let me tell you something. People who are in this are crazy as hell to begin with. This is on a whole nother level higher than UFC. UFC people thought was the badass shit, and it is, but this is on a whole nother level. So here's the thing. The people in USA and Canada, they're both nuts because you have to be crazy to get involved in this stuff. But listen, I mean, Canada may rule hockey, but that's hockey. Fighting is a different aspect. So it's going to be interesting to see. And like you said, Marines, they don't give up. They don't back down, man. They got that gun ho. They're crazy. I'm not saying, Canada, that guy might be a beast too, but Marines, they don't go down. He's going to have to really hurt that guy and put him out to win. And like I said, I'm not as schooled up and,
bro,
no.
This is this guy.
Yeah, he looks like
he's a fucking monster, bro.
He looks like a Viking, bro. Old school.
He's a monster.
Well, you never know. I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens, but it should be interesting. And like I said, the people that are involved in this in general are just badass, crazy people to begin with, because you're taking a fighting style into a whole. Listen, they're not doing it with gloves; they're doing it with their bare hands, fighting. It's some sick, crazy shit. You get hit with a real fist; it's a lot more different than getting hit with a glove. Even UFC, they still use like those little gloves and stuff, and you get the kick and all that. But this is on a whole nother level. Like I said, I don't have as much experience in this yet. I'm just getting my feet wet, so to speak, in this whole field. But I mean, I like what I've seen from the clips that you have been sharing and stuff like that. That one female fighter, she looks like she's fucking crazy as hell, and she'd be going out there fighting. So, I mean, listen, those people, much respect, because even when you win, it's like, how much did you win? You still gotta be fucking hurting too. But God bless. Oh, yeah. They're doing their thing.
You see, that's the thing where I try to tell people, like, I was a little worried because the first USA guy, Team Canada, they're all legit pro hockey players that are fucking goons, right? The first guy that they show for America is a guy named Brian Keller here, and he did like UFC. And I'm like, well, no, that's dope, right? But it's different. You got to put skates on And hockey players, they fight hockey. They grab your jersey. It's not just we're gonna bang out. You got to worry about them pulling you, swinging you around. When you get hit and you get knocked down, you got to get the fuck up unless you're knocked out. There's no like, oh, I'm dizzy. Let me just take. No, you got to get back up, right? Like these dudes are on some next shit. So I was like, damn. And then we get a few like military guys. I'm like, okay, and they do like beer leagues, and I'm all right with that because at least they're doing hockey where they're used to fighting and grabbing each other. So I'm like, this is fucking badass. We get this guy, and I've been dying for a Marine because obviously my uncle, you know what I'm saying? He's a Marine. You know my uncle, you my brother, you know.
Badass.
And I told the story, and people thought that I was like embellishing the story. And I'm like, no, I'm eventually getting my man Coach David on. You remember when we used to go on my grandmother's fucking elevator and just start brawling in there until we got to the floor?
Yeah, those were funny. You guys were crazy too. I don't. Yeah, your Uncle Mike, he fucking, and then when he brought his friend Omar around, it was even worse. Those two together, forget it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I was like, we're gonna talk this military shit because a lot of Team USA is former veterans, right? And I hate saying former because I think once you're an Army person, you're always an Army, Air Force, Marine, all that good shit. Like, you know, it's all respect. But when I seen this guy, I'm like, yo, like you say, you look like a fucking Viking. And I'm like, we got one of those ones, right? We got one of those. The only way this man's going to lose if you knock him the fuck out. If not, like, I don't even want to try to grab this brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could go bad. But
yeah, he's pretty big. You probably want to stick and. But here's the thing, though. Is he good on skates?
I mean, he plays hockey. He does play hockey. That's good. And I seen him. Because I didn't know this brother until they posted it. And I instantly, obviously, we're going to talk this. So I'm going through his Instagram. And the first thing I see is a video of him fighting. And he's backing and moving around real well. So I'm like, oh, okay, we got one, right? Because he's not going to be off-tilted a little bit with, you know, being nervous on ice or anything. Now, this one, the second name I'm going to give you is super dope. Because this guy's name is Matt Dunn, but they call him Dunner. When I seen him, I'm like, all right, he looks, you know, kind of like just a old school brawler looking guy in the picture. But when I go on Facebook, the guy Zach Hughes, United States Air Forceman, who's part of this. When he joined the Air Force, this guy was in the Air Force with him. So these guys served together. Now they're gonna bang out against Canada together. And I was like, because he put it out there, he goes, yo, we defended our country together. This is my brother. Like, never thought I'd have this opportunity again. So listen, everyone's coming in here. This is real Team USA, right? This is Americana. This is America. They bleed this shit, right?
Yeah, brotherhood. So, yeah. When you get those guys united like that.
United States, and this is the Air Forceman. He's a tough guy. I'm like, and he plays beer league hockey. Like him and the Zach Hughes guy, they play hockey. So I know they could bang out. And I'm like, Team Canada, and like I said, I talked to them and they're real hyped right now. But the one thing I keep trying to remind them is all these veteran guys, these aren't just hockey players. And it's no disrespect to anyone, because listen, not only are you fighting as a hockey player, you're fighting bare knuckle, which they fight bare knuckle hockey anyway, because they throw the gloves off and they bang out.
Yeah.
But this is one-on-one. This is a small rink, and this is a brawl, right? This is what these guys do. But these guys are trained machines.
That is true, right? That's true. That's one thing that gives them an advantage, right? Because they've been through the peaks and valleys of the real war stuff. So they got some fucking experience in that. So that gives them a slight edge. And I think that, the Canadians are obviously, since they've been dominating, they're going to be overconfident because we haven't had anybody that's really given them any competition yet. So who knows? Maybe now we start to, change the tide or at least even it out somewhat. Like I said, again, I'm not as experienced in this, so I don't really know all the ins and outs of everybody on both sides. But I mean, I think it's cool.
I'm still learning it too.
So I think it's crazy.
Yeah,
either way.
I gotta I got a few more weeks into this before you did. Like with, I knew a little bit before, but this is a whole different field. This is, now they're partnered up with BKFC, so it's on a bigger platform. There's a lot of things going on where this is a big moment, and they're using the battle for the border thing, obviously, because Trump has issues with Trudeau and Canada.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a smart way of
to market
with
it.
adding fuel to the fire. So I'm new to it. I'm excited for it. The thing that I keep sitting back and I'm like, when I talk to one of the homies in Canada, he thinks it's like an 8-0 run, right? Like Canada's just gonna mop us up. And I'm like, I don't know about no 8-0. I don't know about no 8-0.
We're gonna leave at least one. I don't think we're getting shut down.
And it's funny because when I started seeing them, because they put like Team Canada, a lot of the fighters' names out first, right? And I'm like, damn, right? And I'm going through all this social media, and these dudes are OD tough guys, right? Like I'm talking like dark alley shit. You're like, damn, right? I don't want to bang with none of these dudes,
right?
But so I see this stacked roster. I call them the Justice League. It takes on. They're loving the Justice League thing, right? They're like, yeah, we're the Justice League, and I love that. So I had asked Mr. Nam and AJ, do me a favor. Go to Arkham, go to fucking open the gates and let the bad guys out because we know the bad guys don't like the good guys.
Absolutely.
And as soon as I say that, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not doing the old chef thing, right? But I say that we get Zach Hughes, we get Matt Dunn. Now we get this brother Mendoza, and I'm like, yo, they opened it up. They gave us Bane. They gave us the Riddler. Like, they're giving us all these badasses. And I feel like right now, if Team Canada does not come in as a united front and they're not all focused, they actually can walk out of there not flying their flag in that stadium.
That would be wild because, well, again, they're going to be confident, which rightfully so. But there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And it can backfire against you. And again, like you said, if you don't prepare, and it's the same thing on our side. I hope that they take it serious enough to prepare and find out the fighters that they're fighting, because you want to see what's strength and weaknesses that you can kind of maybe see in film and stuff like that, so you can kind of gauge on how you want to attack your opponent. Because obviously, it's going to come down to matchups, who's it fighting who, and then you try to play to your strengths. But then again, it's all about how agile and quick you can be on those skates. And, whoever lands that haymaker first and stuns that person and that can go on them and keep it going, that's going to be the difference. So it's going to come down to some strategy and stuff like that. Canada's got the advantage, but maybe now we got some of the asylum. Listen, New York's full of a lot of crazy folks too, so you better watch out. If they get the right people from the right asylum, you're going to be in trouble. You got people walking around the streets every day. Trust me, I see a lot of them on the train. So Arkham Asylum is a very dangerous place if you find the right fucking inmates.
And that was the play, because when I seen him, I'm like, damn,
that's pretty cool.
Which one?
How you linked it with the Justice League thing?
Oh, dude,
that was pretty cool.
Because, like, at first I was like, yo, these guys are like fucking the superheroes. Like, to me, like I said, they only dropped one name and like 5 for Canada. So I'm like, golly, like, and one of these guys, his name is Catlin the Chief Big Snake. Now, he's like a Native American guy. His last name is Big Snake, right? He's a fucking monster, bro. He's a mountain of a guy. And I'm like, I see these names and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? They just put out the Justice League, right? It's like, if they called up only the best hockey guys from Canada. Hey, look, we're going to go over there and fuck USA up. You down? Hell yeah, I'm down, right? I'm like, we get one former MMA guy and I'm supposed to be excited for the ass whooping my country's about to take. And then they start bringing the brothers out. And I'm like, all right, Team Canada, y'all talk your shit, but we got some.
Yeah, it should be fun.
So,
like I said, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super hyped up about it. As soon as I know anything, obviously I'm relaying it to you. I got one more name because he's not a former military guy. So I'm like, we'll do quick ones. So listen, I played my music last. Mr. Great Cloud, that's my brother. listen, if anyone knows him, it's a two of us. We grew up with the guy. He's the homie. It is what it is. We out of here.
There's crooks in your castle, then it's nights full of battles. Some fight with the barrel. That's eagles versus vultures and olives versus arrows. Carhartt apparel, had ruled by the pharaohs who traveled through the